we're just wondering what was like the motivation behind this project and why you decided to do it, and just like how it all came to be.
Well, that's kind of a long story, but let me try to keep it short. So the motivation and the why was, as we started to look at our calendar into the future, we realized 2020 was going to be the 200th anniversary of the first vision. And so last fall we started to have some discussions about, well, how do we commemorate that? Not because we wanted to necessarily focus a bunch of attention on Joseph Smith and on the first vision, but the purpose of the church, the purpose of everything we do is to bring souls to Christ. And that's really the purpose of the first vision, is to remind us that Jesus is real. And so our first idea was, let's put everybody on a bus or on a train and let's all go to the Sacred Grove. But we realized that's probably going to be a little expensive. Not everybody could do that. So we felt inspired to call a couple, Martin and Susan Hawkins, with the City Second Ward, to sort of oversee all of our plans. So we had a couple visits with them, and in the course of having some conversations about how do we tap into this 200th anniversary celebration to help people draw closer to Christ, Bishop Hawkins thought about this grove that they have on their property. And it was interesting, he originally said, I don't think that'd really work. It doesn't really look like the Sacred Grove. But he said he came out here one afternoon, and as he was walking around here, he said, you know what, this is kind of special. So I invited them to go back to the Sacred Grove in New York, which they did.
Oh, they did.
And they took some video footage of the grove there, and then they took some videos of it here, and they came to one of our stake meetings and they showed us both. And we couldn't even tell the difference. And so we just felt like, okay, there's something special about this. What we really wanted to do is create a place where members of the stake, and frankly members of the community, could come, get away from the distractions of life and of the world, and just maybe reconnect with God. So we came out here, we toured this with the Hawkins, we brought the High Council out here, and as you have experienced as you come out here, it just feels kind of neat. It feels kind of special. So we decided, let's do this. And so that's kind of the why behind it. Kent and Cindy Mackey have sort of been the engine that has made this thing happen. They've organized, they've made all the wards involved, given us responsibilities, and so it's happening. And when we heard President Nelson just a couple weeks ago talk about how 2020 is going to be a bicentennial celebration year to commemorate the first vision, we were just thrilled. We feel like God's been leading us here.
It's like inspired.
It feels inspired.
Really inspired.
Yeah, it feels good. So that's kind of the motivation. What else?
Just what do you hope to get out of this, and what do you hope that members or non-members even what do you hope for them to gain from this?
It's a good question. So I guess there are two things. There are a lot of people who are involved in preparing this place for people to come, including the youth. One of the things we're hoping that everyone gets out of that experience is that we all have a role to play in helping people come closer to Jesus Christ. We all can do things that make it easier or more likely for other people around us, our friends, our family, our neighbors, to connect with our Heavenly Father. And so, for example, we've laid out all this bark today for these trails. I'd like us to start thinking about, what can I do to make a more clear path for people that I know to come closer to our Heavenly Father? So that's one thing. And the other thing is, I'm just hoping that people will actually come here, that they'll make the drive, that as they're driving, they'll just sort of leave some stuff behind. Maybe they're driving up here with their family and they'll talk about Joseph Smith, they'll talk about the first vision, they'll talk about Revelation, and then they'll come here in a mindset of God is real and God talks to us, and maybe God will talk to them. So I'm hoping that they'll come here with hearts and minds open to Revelation and get some revelation.
Yeah, this is an awesome place for us.
Yeah, I think so.